From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Dennis's Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
Happy holidays from Weather NorCal and our sponsors. Have a wonderful holiday season.
Hey folks, good evening and happy Thursday. Hope you've been enjoying your day so far. As I mentioned this afternoon, if you missed that, I'll be in for the rest of this evening, this evening show, and tomorrow all day in for Mike Kruger. And of course, I'll be in through the weekend as usual. Perhaps a couple remote shows mixed in there where you won't see me on the wall because we're all heading down to the conference in Tennessee for the Digital Weather Conference. Weather NorCal has been a big part of that the last year and this year as well. You'll see all three of us there. We'll be probably posting some update pictures there. Me, Aurora, and Mike will all show up. We'll all be there having a good time. So if you see me here filling in, of course, maybe even a few remote shows, that's why we're a little bit busy out there, but we can still keep you updated with the forecast, absolutely. Weather, of course, never stops, never takes a break. Doesn't matter if we're going to a conference, we got to keep up to date. And through tonight, we're actually doing all right. Temperatures not quite in the valley, getting down to freezing, right? We're still not seeing those big punches of Arctic air. Starting out here with a quick cast, we'll look through tonight and like I said, the upper elevations, that's where we'll see those freezing temperatures more than anything else. Of course, in the valley, I'd call it about 40. That's very similar to what we're seeing along the coast and inland and out towards Trinity County. The mild trend only continues from here. Notice as we head into tomorrow for our Friday, look at those 60s in the valley. Trinity County as well, maybe even eastern Humboldt County getting into the mix too, with a lot more 50s than 40s like we saw yesterday. Still maybe some areas in Modoc County and Siskiyou County with those upper 40s, but a few less than yesterday. That much is for sure, with a pretty nice day on tap. Not seeing any huge issues for our Friday. First half of Friday looks fine. Most of us are going to be dry. Pretty good day out there in the valley as well. PM hours of Friday, we could see a few showers in the northern areas, right? When I say northern areas, I'm mainly talking the state line counties, Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and out towards, say, the coast, Del Norte County and Humboldt County, but most of us will be dry. Don't change your day plans around. Maybe just watch for a few showers up north, especially through the overnight hours. I think that's where we'll see most of them, but they're just not that impactful. Through Saturday, most of us dry, perhaps some partly to mostly cloudy conditions and a sprinkle or two in the mountains filtering in, but no major impacts expected. Dry weather will probably prevail for most of us as far as population centers are concerned over the next several days. Mount Shasta City, out towards Scott Valley, Alturas out there, Modoc County as a whole, really, I would say, just scant showers. Scant showers is the name of the game. Temperatures actually trending upwards over the next few days because high pressure really dominates. I'll discuss that in the deep dive forecast in just a moment. Notice the weekend, though, really looking fine, right? Clouds maybe, yeah, sure, but otherwise, no major precipitation expected. The valley, I just don't see any signals of meaningful rain making it down here. Temperatures trending up, up, up. Back to more mild weather for this time of year with those 60s over the next few days, especially past the weekend into that first portion of the work week. Will be mid, maybe even upper 60s by the time all is said and done there. Out towards the East Mountains, over towards Bernie Paradise, out towards Susanville and Lassen and Plumas County as well. Not doing too shabby at all. I don't think that moisture is going to make it this far east, to be quite honest with you here. If it does, it's very scant. We'll be in the 60s by Monday or so, maybe even as early as Sunday or maybe in a few areas tomorrow, but I think squarely by that mid part of the week, that's where things start to change. Taking a look at the deep dive forecast, thanks to our friends at Shasta Hearing Aids, you'll really see why the pattern is driven the way it is. Let's hop right into it.
Frank, come help with the dishes.
What?
The dishes!
I heard it the first time. I just got back from Shasta Hearing Aids, but she doesn't know it yet. What?
Forget it.
All right, first things first, I want to take a look at the extended term futurecast. This paints the picture pretty well, shows exactly where the bulk of the precipitation is and honestly, too, where it isn't, right? First things first, let me take you down south. Let's go down to the Sacramento Valley. Let's head down towards the Mojave Desert. Whole lot of nothing down there. I mean, I'm having to really stretch, but you just don't see anything. Let's go north of the state line. Let's go up to the Pacific Northwest, and let's just see how different of a picture that is. Look at this big shunt of precipitation as this system kind of pushes into Portland, up towards Washington. Very wet pattern up there, very dry pattern down there, and here we are sat in the middle. We're kind of the awkward middle child of the pattern for the next several days through the weekend, through this first portion of the week. On the 7-day moment ago, you might have noticed as we head towards, say, Tuesday, that midweek time frame, a few stray showers do remain possible in the northern areas, much like we see tomorrow night. Del Norte County, Siskiyou County, Modoc County, the mountains in Shasta County, maybe, but we're just right there on the edge. We really aren't going to see that punch like we want for that beneficial rainfall and snowfall, right? I think all of that stays squarely off to our north. So through this time frame, through that midweek, through Wednesday or so, right, as the bulk of those shower chances move in, I'm just not seeing it. I think models are pretty correct in that backing off of rain chances. Taking a look at the rainfall outlook here today through Wednesday, well, Del Norte County, you'll probably be the most as far as the rainfall totals are concerned. But even still, let's compare that to those totals. We're talking a half, 3/4 of an inch, perhaps up there near an inch by the state line, but that's the most, right? Let's talk about on average. Siskiyou County, along the coast in Humboldt County, over there in Modoc County, that's 1/10 of an inch, 1/10 of an inch, maybe 1/4 of an inch. I'm just not seeing it. I would say the models are onto something here with that pattern starting to quiet down for the next few days here. The valley, hey, don't even think about it, right? We're not going to be seeing major rainfall at all. East Mountains down to Lassen County, Plumas County as well. Just not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it as we head through the next 7 days or so. Extended term, a little bit of a different story, all right? I want to show you the precipitation outlook. Usually I show it for about the next week. This is out to the next couple of weeks into the mid portion of December, right? So extended term out past the 7-day, what we would usually show you, we're starting to see a little bit better chances of that creeping a little south into the northern portions of the Sacramento Valley and of course into the North State. So we will probably see an active pattern pick back up out past the 7-day. But that's out past the 7-day, so I can't get too specific. Not quite just yet. All right, let's take a look at the neighborhood forecast brought to you by Dignity Health. See what we have here on a neighborhood by neighborhood basis because there's a lot of subtlety. Of course, there are those kind of scattered 60s in Trinity County, right? I don't think it'll be widespread until the work week, but I think even through today we'll see a few of them. And of course, through Friday night and into the first half of Saturday, we will see a few sprinkles maybe creep down that way. Along the coast, that's where we see the best shot at those showers. Kind of like I was mentioning just a moment ago. Even still, scattered is the name of the game. We'll be in the upper 50s and maybe near 60 through the next few days. Winds are calming down a little bit compared to what they have been, especially. We're not quite seeing so many of those 20 mile an hour, 25 miles an hour like we were. Of course, as we head eastern Humboldt County, for example, out towards Tupa, the reserves, we could see some of those showers make it there, but we'll be talking, I'd say 1/10 to 1/4 inch of rain out there when all is said and done with it. PM showers in Mount Shasta City, out towards most of Siskiyou County as a whole. I would say Modoc County is no different than that. Out towards Tuesday, Wednesday, that's where we see that next chance of an inside slider trying to make it this far south, but that's not going to really punch too far inland. I don't think we'll have any major issues with that. Upper 50s, even near 60 by Tuesday and Wednesday. Looks likely. I absolutely think so. We'll be in the upper 40s here in Modoc County for today, but remember earlier, tomorrow we'll start seeing those 50s a little more mild as we head through the next several days. Look at those temperatures, maybe even flirting with 60 by the time we're heading through Tuesday, Wednesday here as well. So certainly a big change. High pressure is going to be dominant for the next few days. East Mountains, yeah, we'll be in the mid to upper 50s here, maybe even some 40s in the lower or higher elevations, there. Probably about as dry as a bone, just not seeing any meaningful accumulation here. We're not even seeing traces, right? So I would not change my day plans around at all for the next several days. Clouds, sure. Precipitation falling out of them, maybe not so much. Hopping down to the valley, well, maybe a few of us getting down to 57, 56. I think today is probably going to be the coolest day of the week as far as these highs are concerned for the next 7 days, especially squarely in the 60s by Monday, Tuesday, maybe as early as Saturday, Sunday. But I think 60s will definitely be back in the northern portions of the valley. We're talking Shasta County down to the county line by Cottonwood and Red Bluff. Let's say tomorrow, certainly the weekend here with mild weather dominating. And you know what? For outdoor conditions, I'm not complaining, not by any stretch of the imagination, but a beneficial rain never hurt anybody. I think it'll take a couple weeks before the pattern becomes active once more.
At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too. Because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.